Hello, welcome to Venus. It's day 185 and it's time to do some work on the cooling system again, of course. Now, silicon is a problem. I should go mine some. I kind of want to keep a bit in reserve. Probably would be a good idea. How are we here? Good. So let's just get this done. Are you connected where you're supposed to be connected? Yes, you are. Good. There. Bit of hot air. How cold are you going to get? 174. That's not bad. And there's actually a decent amount of nitrogen in here, in silicon. So if I want to go with the plan of making a Earth-like atmosphere, I need to get on collecting a lot more nitrogen. I'm not sure where it all went. I think I made a mistake at some point. But, oh well. Now, Venus does have a lot of nitrogen. That is something I could use. Right, that's why it gets so slow. Because it keeps sucking up air from outside too. Well, not from outside, but from the input pipe. This makes it a bit faster. But I don't know if it makes sense in the long run. Or makes a difference, rather. Now, I do have some pipes that are not insulated. And I don't know if I have enough materials to finish most of these with insulated pipes at least. I'm not sure. Right, but for the basic design it's going to be the same. Oh, I only have one valve, okay. There. And I was also thinking that if I always let this empty out completely, I can actually use valves. Can I? No, I can't. No, it's not going to work. Yeah, so ideally I would have 2 turbo pumps. That would work. But honestly, it's not really that much of a problem, is it? Right. Let's get the hot air in. How hot are you, by the way? Okay, 1104. It is dropping. And most of that is carbon dioxide. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I used... What did I use to preheat this? Was it burning volatiles and oxygen? Yeah, probably. Right. Boop. That should be enough. Yes. That's the easy part. And now get you back in. How quickly are you going to lose temperature again? Very quickly. So this is the reason why I don't really want to store it back inside. But honestly, it's a small amount. It doesn't make that much of a difference. But if I ever build an automated furnace, I want to have multiple tanks. One for the very hot gas, one for warm gas, and maybe something for the colder gas, and of course for the output. So it will get a bit more complicated. Oh, did I connect the input and output? Of course I have. Right, so closing this valve would probably be a good idea. Right, and I can borrow this one. I will also need some liquid insulated pipes. But there shouldn't be too many of those, I think. So let's give it a try. So this is supposed to be the first one, which is right now at 270. Which is probably okay, at least for now. I'll think about it later. But these do balance themselves fairly nicely without any intervention, really. Right, insulated pipes, I should have plenty. Yeah, I have 13, which should be enough, I think. And I think I can go with the simpler design, because this has already been verified. Oh, no, I do need the extra space. So I need to be able to fit there. There's the condensation valve, which can... that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, of course, and drill. There. So that's going to be pretty nice, I think, in the end. I do need the bend there for the later ones, not the first one, but why not do it the same way for everyone, right? Alright. You go there, and that's the first one. Now is the dangerous part. I need to move the air conditioner, because that needs to be at the end. Well, it doesn't need to be at the end, of course, but, you know. Right. So you... oh, is it the handrail again? Yeah, okay. You can go in the corner, but I'm not going to build you yet. We've already learned that lesson. However, this is going to be the place for the air conditioner. Now, input-output needs to go into the waste output of the last evaporation chamber. Now, I am going to rebuild these, I think. Yeah, definitely. Because I need to shift them closer together and everything. And let's take apart all the gratings for now. There we go. Right, so at this point everything still works. I didn't dismantle anything. So that's fine. Now the first part here, I'm just going to dismantle this part of the cooling for the furnace gases. And I should remove the valve first, right? That's how you do it. Now if I put a pipe back in, I'm not going to lose any gases. Which, you know, like, it's not a huge deal. I do want to keep things clean. There. This was for pressurizing the coolant, right? Yeah, looks like it. What's the pressure, by the way? 7.3 megapascals. That's okay. The temperature did drop to 63, which is probably because you are not cooling down that fast, right? Yeah. But it should hold on for at least a little while, because there is a lot of air inside. How much is it in total? 1.5 kilomoles just of carbon dioxide, and 1 kilomole more of nitrogen. Nitrogen is slightly worse, if I remember correctly. So carbon dioxide has specific heat 28, and nitrogen has 20. Right, so that is a decent difference. Water is much better, 72. It just doesn't compare at all. If we ever have really large amounts of water, it makes a great coolant. Although, it can be dangerous. Now, how much water do I have here? Almost 12 liters. And this is almost cooled down too. So I think it's safe to start dismantling the cooling system. Assuming I have all the materials I need. There. Oh, come on. There. So that works. Now, I will dismantle the walls too, just to make sure I can see everything going on there. And I think I will also dismantle the walls themselves, not just rebuild them. And let me keep a bit of room in my inventory. So, let's put you there. That should work. I have to think about storage for the furnace gases and especially the pollutant and stuff. The nitrous allows me to reach even lower temperatures than the pollutant. If we have a look at the pollutant, the lowest I can reasonably get is about -80. And with nitrous oxide, we can go... Oh, really? Okay. So pollutant is better anyway. That's weird. I thought that was going to work. Oh, then there's nitrogen, of course, which gets me from -100 down to -220. Carbon dioxide should come before that, yeah, -18. But it doesn't go very far, so carbon dioxide doesn't matter. Oxygen starts at -124, and again goes very low. Volatiles sound like a bad idea, but they will work very nicely going from pollutant to carbon dioxide or stuff. But I don't need anything this cold right now. Okay. So let's just hope none of this explodes, right? That's what we really want. Do I have a spare atmospheric sketch? I don't think so. Can I make one? I will need more, so it would not be a waste. Iron, gold, and copper. Yeah. Running a bit low on iron again. And of course this does cost a lot of copper, but I should have some. Yeah, there's still plenty of gold and copper. Not iron. No, iron and steel. Oh, steel is fine. Iron and... That's pretty much it. That should be okay. Okay. So this is the first one in the system. And this one connects straight into the outside coolant. Now that's going to be the first part I can break. Right. Now I do need room here for the cooler. Oh, for the furnace gas cooler, right? Which direction makes sense? Yeah, of course, this one. So I want... Come on. I want the output to go into the coolant pipe, which is this one. And that same pipe will be used to also cool the furnace gases. So this should work very well. It does mean I'll have to move the cable, but that's okay. This is supposed to be connected to this cable anyway. And for the input and output... No, wait. Input and output... Right, for the waste. Okay, so I'm not doing this right. The coolant is what I'm cooling, and the waste goes here. Right. So, it's going to be a bit tight, maybe even. Well, let's see. Now, this is the basic thing. Now for now, I'm going to keep it at 20, just like the old one. But it should be able to reach much lower temperatures if needed. We'll see how well it works in practice. Now the cable is not going to be the best, but that's okay. I can just go up. It doesn't make a difference, it's okay. There we go. Now if I take the other phase change device, where are you? I made two, right? Where did I put it? Should have made two. Did I start building it somewhere? There's one. And I made two, right? There's just the heat exchanger. I haven't used anything in the greenhouse, I think. Intercellular irrigation. That should have something interesting for us. Let's get you down. And land. I'll have a look at you later. Oh, where is the phase change device? I did consider building it here, but I didn't. Oh, I need to go into the greenhouse anyway. Maybe I put it there because I had my hands full or something? Oh, I hope so. It should have been there. So, let's eat and drink and be merry. Boop. This needs automating. Alright, kept you. Oh, that's okay. Tomatoes are not going to last much longer. Yeah, it would be nice if you could hear better where the noises are coming from. There we go. So, that's food and water. You are thriving. That's okay. You are thriving, so that should work. Carbon dioxide already up to 40%. Good. However, I'm not going to be able to take out more oxygen much longer. There's cryotube. The regen processor. Yeah. Well, either I messed up or I didn't make as many as I thought. Water. Okay, you need water. Let's do that first.
Oxygen critical.
Oh. I should also make another filter. Right now. Constant 10. 49. It is going to last quite a while. You know, the stillite would be nice for the heavy filters, but I don't want to get into the advanced furnace just yet. Okay, carbon dioxide. I should also check all the other filters in the greenhouse and everywhere. It wouldn't be a bad idea to add them to the automation either. There's the phase change device. Okay, finally found it. Here, give me some water before the plants start dying again. Oh, it can be turned off as well, of course. Oh, that's carbon dioxide. That's how they're prioritized, right? Right. No, I shouldn't be able to fit you in here, right? Yeah. This will have to wait. I'm not sure if it's going to fit. It should fit because there's the air conditioner. Yeah, it should work. Right. I don't think I need you, at least for a little while. There's your water. Good. Now you are full, so I do have plenty of spare water, if it ever becomes a problem. The ferns seem to be almost there. But even with that injection of silicon, I should go mining. Let's see if I can finish the rebuild here first, though. Right. Now you don't need to be there right now. Right. Okay, is there a good way to switch this over? I can plug the waste straight into here. And connect the loop. That would work. There. This doesn't have any automation. I'm not sure if I want to add any. We'll see. And this should be very simple. There. This shouldn't explode. There. This is not a final version. This is just a very temporary version. And yeah, I know, it sometimes feels almost as if temporary things weren't so temporary after all. And that's ridiculous. There we go. 145. This should be working now. And if I turn you on, you should be cooling things down. Efficiency 16%, I know. The temperature difference is very high, because I am cooling quite a bit. That's why I'm rebuilding all this. There. Not a lot of pressure in here. This one has good pressure, but this one is long. But that's going to change very quickly, because now I turned you off. Now, the coolant is dropping slowly. And if I turn you off, it's going to be dropping even more slowly. But you should be working. Because the input, output, and waste heat still goes into the same pipe. So that should be it for the conditioner. There now. Wrench. And hand drill again. Now, I'm sure you will come in handy later. There we go. We'll clean this up later. Now it's just for the basic stuff. Just to make sure everything works the way it's supposed to. You can go away. Oh. Where were you connected? It's probably some remnant of something. Now the pressure in the pipe is of course going to grow, but I don't think it should get any dangerous. Yeah, that's plenty of room. At least until I start tearing it all out. I will have to be careful eventually, but it shouldn't be a problem right now. There. That's much simpler. There. Ooh. The day is over. Oh, okay. So let's continue in the next one. Bye.